Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a review of Loadout. Loadout is a free-to-play shooter on Steam. It's a third person, and it's based mostly around weapon customization. Now, this game is a fun, sleek-looking game for a free-to-play model. It's got really cool graphical style. It looks cartoony. It looks almost a little bit like Borderlands, and except without the cell shading. But what separates it from, the Borderlands style is it's pretty insanely violent. It's a game that does not take itself too seriously. It's a game that is cartoony and insanely violent, but not to a Gears of War point where it's kind of disgusting sometimes. It's to a point where it's funny and it's kind of comical to look at. And the game is easy on the eyes. It's not too crazy graphically, great, but it is a free-to-play game. And for a free-to-play game, it has good graphics, although sometimes there were some rendering issues and even a couple of glitches with the graphics that I found. But mostly, for the most part, it was good. The style of the game is unique. The insane violence is pretty funny. Just for an example, there's sometimes when you could find yourself shot by some fire projectiles, and you would get charred. Your entire body would get charred, and it would stay that way. It would stay that way. You're moving around with like a black body. You're charred to the bone. They can see your bones sticking out. You can see a spine. It's kind of gross, but that kind of stuff was cartoony and fun to look at. And then there was electricity, you'd be like kind of writhing around. And those kinds of things are class customizations that you can add on to your weapon, and they would give you residual damage that would stay for a while after you've been shot by either a fire or an electricity projectile. And it was pretty cool. And I liked how they used those to kind of change up the way that this shooter works. Now, this game does not have very many modes, which is a little bit I'm looking for a word here. It's a little bit sad to see that they couldn't have added more modes to this game, because I thought it was a really cool game. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. But they did have a really cool, what I loved was the spin that they put on Capture the Flag, which is Jackhammer. Jackhammer is so cool. You can use the flag. I put quotes around the flag because it's a hammer, and you can use the hammer as a weapon, and it's really cool. It's really ingenuitive. It's really fun. But one problem that I had in the modes, let me go ahead and list them off for you, which is Capture the Flag, which is called Jackhammer. There's Extraction. There's Death Snatch, which is kill confirmed pretty much. Blitz, which is pretty much hardpoint. Domination, and Annihilation, Annihilation is pretty much team deathmatch. And then, so in these modes, you can do AI co-op or you can do online, and that's pretty hard to find an online match, which I was pretty angry about. But they had AI co-op, which, okay, so I go into there, and the AI is horrible. It's bad. It's inconsistent. When it is good, it's okay. But when it's bad, it's downright terrible. It's awful. They're jumping around all over the place, acting like retards. They don't know what they're doing. They're running away from you when they could easily fight you off. Whenever I had like a small sliver of HP left, I would find them running away when they could have easily turned around, shot me with one bullet, and ended my life. But they didn't, because the AI is that bad. One thing that does kind of redeem the AI is sometimes it did have some saving graces, and it would be okay, and it would be fun to play against. Something that was really interesting was the tech tree. You get an in-game currency called Bloots in Loadout, which is used to buy technological upgrades, which are things like barrel adjustments, bullet types, trigger types, which would basically change how your weapon shoots, whether it's automatic, semi, burst, spooling, laser, things like that. And that was a really cool part of the game. But that is the main part of the game, is changing how your loadout works, how your gun works. Hence the name Loadout. You can have a lot of adjustments, which are really cool. You can have the light assault, you can have the assault, you can have the sniper, you can have the Gatling, and these are all barrels that I'm talking about. And they all change how your gun works and how it's fun. And you could do kind of what I did, just the general assault rifle and shotgun, which is an effective weapon combination. But you want to have fun with this. The main point of this game is to have fun, not take yourself too seriously, and just kind of unleash your imagination, because there are so many class customizations here, and it's really fun to experiment and work with them. There are some drawbacks to this. It makes it a little easier for them to kind of put in buy to win. Not buy to win, because you definitely don't have to buy to win in this game. It's really easy to just use the standard stuff and have a lot of success. And right there, as you can see, that's one of those permanent physical damages, the charred skin that I was talking about, and the bones sticking out everywhere, which is pretty cool. But the crafting, which is the weapon crafting, is simple, it's ingenuitive, it's fun, and you can test them on a test range, which the test range is a little bit lacking, but it's not a big part of the game, so I don't really want to dwell on that. But probably one of my favorite parts of the game is the modes and the twists that they put on them, and they're really cool, and the game overall just does not take itself super seriously. It's just a fun game. The developers obviously wanted to put in a lot of jokes. They put in some corny stuff, they put in some really funny stuff, and the game overall is a nice game. It's a really it reminds me a lot of Borderlands, and it may look like a Team Fortress reskin, but trust me, it couldn't be more different. I mean, it's just got so much class customization, it's got so much to do, and you're not logged in to any sort of class like you are in Team Fortress. You play as a player, and you have your weapons, and that's it, and you can change your loadouts, and the loadouts are completely interchangeable. I mean, it's really, really great. And you can also customize your character. You can have, a lot of different looks on your character, which are a lot of fun. And it's got a really fun style. And the controls, the controls, I love the controls. It feels so smooth and so fluid. It just feels, it has a great feeling when you're playing. And the kind of kills that you can get and the kind of crazy moves that you can do to get kills are just great, because it's easy to do, it's not hard, you're not burdened by clunky controls, they work well, they feel great, and it's fun to play because of it. But overall, this game had some great features. It had some fun cartoony style, but the AI was lacking, there weren't enough modes, and there just overall wasn't enough content, which is expected in a free-to-play game. But overall, I give this game a 6 out of 10, and I will see you guys in the next review. See you then. Bye.